Hi, Professor. We're from group number 4. So, after watching a documentary Downfall, the case against Boeing, we would like to share our view on respective questions. The first question is the definition of quality for Boeing in the past. Boeing is engineering-led culture. They prioritize on technical accuracy and innovation as they hire many skilled engineers and technicians for their production. They put more emphasis on this rather than the cost saving or rapid production launch. Secondly, they are detail oriented. As we can see in the movie, they focus on testing, quality control, and diagnose any potential issues before launching their product. Lastly, safety first is their quality measurement. They care for the design and how to manufacture it in a way they could deliver the most safety aircraft to customer. In the documentary, there is a lady share that management back then prioritized safety at first. They even said, if it's not safe, it's not ready to fly. We are not going to let it go.
Next, we're going to explore how each factor, competitor, culture and management, and regulator contribute to the quality problem at Boeing. We would like to look at the competitors first. So Bombardier, Embraer, and Comac. They are emerging aircraft manufacturer business competitor for Boeing, but the main rival that Boeing has been competing is Airbus. Take a look at the data from Reuters on the left-hand side, Airbus and Boeing market share. So on the screen we see green color is representing Boeing market share and red color representing Airbus market share. On the time horizon over the century, we see that Boeing dominate the sky. Boeing always been the top in the industry, but if you look at the time horizon of 2000 to 2005, we see the intercept of the red line and green line. At this time, it is changing. Boeing decreasing its market share and Airbus becoming on the top. This is the threat to Boeing, the real threat for Boeing. And also the coming of Airbus 320neo on the right hand side. This narrow body aircraft come with more fuel efficiency, and it means lower operating costs because the main cost of the airlines, which is the main customer of the aircraft manufacturer, is fuel. If they can save fuel, it means they can save the operating costs, and this was loved by many airlines around the world. So the airlines all over the world love this because they can save a lot of operating costs from fuel efficiency. Although the airlines in the United States itself, who has been long supporter for Boeing, also starting to turn to Airbus, and this event make Boeing has to do something. The introduction of Airbus 320neo to the industry put an immense pressure on Boeing to respond quickly. And Boeing knows that it had no time to do the research and development because developing a new aircraft may take time. It's not gonna be like in 3 months or in 1 year. It take a lot of time. So how can they compete with Airbus? Instead of developing a new aircraft, Boeing make a decision to just update the aging or existing Boeing 737 design, rushing the development of 737 MAX. So to compete with the Airbus 320neo efficiency, Boeing equipped the 737 MAX with a larger, more fuel efficiency engine. However, these engines were larger and heavier than those on the previous Boeing 737 models, which required them to be mounted further forward and higher up on the fuselage. This change disrupted the aircraft's center of gravity, and angle of attack created a tendency for the nose to pitch up during the certain flight condition and can make a stall. So rather than redesigning the airframe, a process that would have been costly and time consuming, Boeing introduced the maneuvering characteristic augmentation system. We call it abbreviated as MCAS. So MCAS was designed to automatically push the node down if the aircraft detected an excessive angle of attack. However, the system relied on the data from just single sensor. More than that, Boeing intentionally ensured no need for new pilot training because pilot training is also the tremendous cost for the allies, for the main customer of aircraft manufacturer. So if Boeing announced that it has equipped MCAS onto the new model, there need to be mandatory pilot training, which take a lot of cost and they may not be loved by many allies because this is also the operating cost and not just the cost for the training, but the cost that pilot need to take leave and absent from the normal operations too. So what Boeing does is just put MCAS on the operating manual of pilot and that didn't state any specific detail, just the abbreviation of MCAS. And that is the beginning of where Boeing doesn't define quality or safety anymore. This also leads us to the question of ethics in operating the business. So our management, our engineers know that they're gonna be like new system, new software equipped to the aircraft, but they didn't tell the pilots. They didn't tell anyone. So they know that it's something left behind. This urgency to match competitors' advances combined with design shortcuts led to the deeply flawed system that tragically contributed to two fatal crashes of Lion Air and Ethiopian Airlines. Next, we're gonna look at the factor of corporate culture and management. Boeing was historically an engineering-driven company that prioritized safety, security, and innovation. But on 1997, it merged with McDonnell Douglas. So the corporate culture totally changed. Leadership team become more finance focused, prioritizing profit over safety. And at that time, it's linked to the data from Reuters before that it's a game changer like Boeing market share decreasing and Airbus tend to like have an increased market share. Executive or the CEO management team of the Boeing cut costs aggressively do they outsource and also push employees to like meet unrealistic delivery deadlines. They prioritize profitability and on the screen we see Spirit Aero System. This is outsourced company that is a supplier to manufacture aircraft parts, not just for Boeing but for other airlines too. This tend to be the changing of quality because you didn't produce or manufacture the aircraft parts by your own. You let others doing it. So the culture of Boeing company after merging with McDonnell Douglas totally changed. Financial performance became the top priority, with leadership looking at the stock price and favoring the return for shareholders. They just look at the bottom line, they just look at the profitability, ignore any quality, safety at all. And whistleblowers reports revealed that the safety concerns were often downplayed at Boeing and employee feedback was ignored. The relentless push for productivity over precision degraded Boeing's historical commitment to quality. Boeing moved headquarters from Seattle, Washington to Chicago, Illinois, has significantly affected corporate culture. The first cultural shift. So Seattle had a strong engineering manufacturing culture for a long time, deeply tied to Boeing roots. Chicago is a global business hub, though this is an example that Boeing shift the focus toward finance, strategy, and executive decision making rather than hand-on innovation as in the past. Employee morale and identity also been affected. So employees who identify with Boeing legacy in Seattle might feel disconnected. This can impact morale as workers may feel the company is prioritizing corporate interests over its historical workforce. And also the communication and collaboration. Splitting leadership from production side could create a distance between decision makers and engineers. So this may slow innovation and create misunderstanding between strategy and operation teams. We come to look at the final factor regulator. FAA or Federal Aviation Administration fails in regulating Boeing properly. The FAA allowed Boeing to self-certify safety system, reducing independent inspection, and also they had a slow response to safety concern, take very slow action to ground the aircraft, especially after the fatal crash of Lion Air, and also lack of resources and political influence. FAA has been underfunded and understaffed, making it difficult to conduct an independent safety audit.
So let's talk about the Boeing's total quality management failures. So first, customer focus failure. Um, Indeed, one of the core principles of TQM is prioritizing customer satisfaction and safety. However, Boeing prioritized financial performance over safety by rushing the 737 MAX to market to compete with Airbus. The MCES system wasn't properly disclosed to airlines and pilots, putting customers, passengers, and airlines at risk. The result was two fatal crashes, leading to the death of more than 300 people. Secondly, the failure in process management. TQM emphasizes a rigorous process control and continuous improvement. Boeing's production process compromised safety for speed and cost cutting. Engineers and whistleblowers revealed that quality control measures were ignored and software patches were prioritized over hardware fixes to cut costs. The example are instead of redesigning the aircraft properly, Boeing used softwares to counteract design flaws, leading to system failures. Let's talk about the leadership and the consequences. So, leadership failure. Indeed, strong leadership is essential in TQM to create a culture that prioritizes quality over profits. Boeing's leadership, particularly after the merger with McDonnell Douglas, shift focus from engineering excellence to shareholder value. Employees who raised safety concerns were reportedly silenced or ignored. Internal email shows executive mocking regulators and disarming safety concerns. The result is the company lost trust from regulators, customers, and the public. So Boeing's failure in customer focus, process management, and leadership commitments violate key TQM principles. The 737 MAX crisis demonstrates the deadly consequence of prioritizing profit over quality. This case serves as a cautionary tale. Companies must embed quality culture at all levels to avoid such disasters.
Next is how did the quality problems impact Boeing reputation and the future business. Let's discuss the significant consequence that was impact from the multi several factors. First of all, Boeing suffered a loss of public trust. The portrayal that the company prioritized profits over the passenger safety deeply resonated with the public. This wasn't just a fleeting concern, it fundamentally altered how many people perceive Boeing. Second, this loss of trust directly led to damage to Boeing's brand reputation. The quality issues are incident raised serious questions about the company's ethical practice and also the reliability of the aircraft. This damage wasn't just a matter of public opinion, it had tangible business implications. And the third, the financial losses were substantial. The grounding of the 737 MAX for 2 years resulted in airlines canceling orders and impacting future revenue stream. The number four, we have the increased regulatory scrutiny from aviation authorities worldwide, as represented by the FDA, FAA, sorry. This isn't just a USA issue, its global regulators respond by implementing stricter oversight. This led to increase of development costs for Boeing as they had to comply with more stringent requirements, and it slowed down the certification and development process for the new aircraft. Fifth, we can't overlook the impact on the employee morale. Rebuilding trust and fostering a culture of open communication became absolutely crucial for Beijing's recovery. And finally, there is a potential long term impact on Boeing's share of the market. The reputational damage and the loss of trust created an opening for the competitors like Airbus. Considering future fleet expansions may now be more inclined to consider Airbus aircraft rather than Boeing due to the concern of the reliability. This shifts the market perception in a serious long-term threat to Boeing's market share. In summary, these consequences underscore the critical importance of maintaining the highest standard of quality and safety in the aviation industry. Ultimately, this incident serves as a stark reminder that reputation is hard earned and easily lost, and that prioritizing safety is a paramount for long term business success like the Boeing. Thank you.